Today is still November 10th, 2023. Still going on. I just did that last statement of the money disappearing from the safe to calling the FBI and that agent telling on me and then acknowledging he talked to everyone. People screamed and scattered. See, that's where last Sunday I was in Trinity Gospel Temple with my client. And they said no one wants to say anything to her. It is on that recorded line. He talked to all those people. Okay? It is. Now, April 8th, 2023, Giant Eagle in Hartville. Okay? Where this last Monday, 4 days ago, they were in Hartville, Giant Eagle. Some guy said, I'm helping investigate the case. I want that tape of them saying they used the case to infiltrate their gang. Well, on April 8th, 2023, I'm in there. There's a big truck, guys, that part of the human traffickers. Said, they came up and said, if we'll use your case to infiltrate our gang, um, you tell him to go ahead and give you your money. We're out of here. Well, two of the cops that worked the case walked by and said, we actually did use your case to infiltrate their gang, and we were hoping they wouldn't realize it, and walked off. While I was in Giant Eagle in Hartville on Monday, some guy was talking to one of the representatives in Giant Eagle. We said, we all seen those people here. Where January 20th, 23, I met my friend 2 hours away. Well, an hour away. He lives 2.5 hours away. He said, I have a friend on the police department. There's guys in dress shirts, sleeves rolled up. About 40, 50 cars that had been following me. A lot of them are still on the parking lot, but a lot of them came in, sat down and filled the restaurant. He said, I got a friend on the police department. They knew about that case that agent opened with you. They knew about the Texas group involved in your case. I said, the Kingsman? He said, is that what they called themselves? And they all looked at me. He said, there was a retired judge in Texas involved in this big human trafficking scam. They went down to question him and killed himself. There's another retired judge in another state involved in this too. They're going to use that case that agent opened with you to get these drug traders, human trafficking people. He said they found 35 people tied up in a railroad car. And African American people, they were shooting them and throwing the bodies along railroad tracks. He said, you have so much hurt and pain in your eyes. And he drilled me until I was stuttering in front of him. Okay, well, they stared. I cried for 2 days. Don't do that to me. These people almost killed me. They human trafficked me. They raped me. They tortured me. They sold videos of it to children. Don't do that to me. Okay? Don't do that to me. Alright? He said the police aren't releasing a lot of information, but they're getting ready to take care of it. And they're going to use that case that agent up with you to get these drug traders, human trafficking people. Well, February 14th, 23, the sheriff's and marshal's office area did an 800 people sweep. I had a 2-mile long brigade. They showed up and they would say, we work for the king from Texas. We're his men. He said us here to help. We're the ones doing it. That's the one that king takes care of. People and left his men here to watch. Okay? People even in Louisville, why would a king care about her? She don't even have nice enough clothes to meet a king. I heard he's a drug lord. Oh, he was one of the biggest ones, honey. I looked him up. Who is the drug dealer known as the king in Texas? He's a fentanyl king, an Iraqi. Military. Dark web. Malware. Fentanyl king. That's who they work for. Had ties across the nation into all the drug cartels. That's why they attacked Ohio in 1718. Okay? They brought him here. That's where the Florida group shows up. The Gentlemen's Club from Florida, the Detroit Boys, Henry Moffey, and their group. There was Michigan, Buffalo, New York, California, North Carolina, Georgia, Virginia. There's Pennsylvania. I had people show up from Washington State, All those other states, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois. I think there was somebody from Washington, not Washington, there was Washington State, but there was Utah, Nevada. There were some good people showed up when they got the login, but a lot of them were drug traders or human trafficking people. And because they thought they had those agents in their pocket, they announced their crimes in front of people. They didn't care. And they're getting caught on police surveillance from a protected home custody case where my phone's tapped, my car's bugged, my home's bugged, and they're all confessing all these crimes on legal police surveillance tapes. Because see, if the case is fraud, it's entrapment. And it's fraud, you can't enter fraud, and they don't walk. But it's a legitimate case, they stay in jail. See, that's where that's why they sold the login. Why would a Fed help human traffickers and drug traders? I was in Bueller's in North Canton. Some lady answered her phone and said Will bullied her because she needed to stay out of this because people that were involved, it wasn't funny, they were involved in this. Okay? I like my money. And they were also talking about today that they looked her up. She is an informant. And someone stole her money and they need to find out who did. Okay. All right. There are so many crimes in that legally bugged house, like the Amish man with the beards. It's not even funny. People in the first month break in, and I would wait where I woke up with injection marks or got sick on drinks. It was happening again. They were flat out bragging that they were drugging me and telling me to say all kinds of crazy stuff in front of the cops. Had no fear. Okay. They also admitted to being drug traders, human traffickers. Okay. And then announcing who they worked for. Okay. And they were all over me. I was left in the middle of the drug cartels. You know, it was supposed to get information for Dave and the churches. They got a fentanyl king. They got a man impersonating a prince, scamming people out of almost $1 million. They got 800 in one swoop, then hundreds after that, because they had him dead to rights. And they sold the login, so everybody has it, including them. See, that's only, like they say, catch 22 that breaks everything. If the case isn't legit and real and stands up in court, they try to say that agent was defrauding me. Can't enter fraud. Can't enter entrapment. Well, I'm going to go ahead and upload this. It's a house of horror. You pull it, there's even more. The Florida group's still here. One of those idiots showed up on Monday in Hartville. The ones from Florida, the ones that are controlling the young guys, are 70-year-old men. There's four of them. Giant Eagle in Hartville, old man with the lady in the back, running his mouth about the tapes before. Well, he's one of the human traffickers. There was another one in Menchie's on October, what was it, 19th, 18th or 19th? That's a Wednesday of this year, 23, in Menchie's in Canton, standing by the register, admitting he had men watch me. We have the boys watch her. She's actually out working. Well, he's one of the gentlemen's club from Florida. And he admit that they have men working for him. He's part of the human traffickers. There's two other ones that are here, and they're still selling people for slaves and to be murdered. They show up and show their ugly old prune faces. I will tell the police where to find them. And I'll put it up on my Facebook so when they see them, if people see them, they'll know they're serial killers. Okay? People were talking today in Hartville how that chief of police isn't funny. And they were talking the other day, too, that he was letting those people get away with it. There was another sheriff in Ohio took $100,000 payoff from the drug cartel. Let people be taken and murdered. And yesterday they were even talking how that uh, um, that girl's related to him. That's why he let him get away with it. See, in Menchie's yesterday, actually, let me take that back, Wednesday, 2 days ago, in Menchie's in Canton, some guys behind the half wall, they got cameras while I'm in there with my client and his family. And they're like, we all know that Karen didn't know what was going on up there. That chief of police thinks it's funny letting that girl and that gang break in and stalk people and frame them and drug them up and tell them say something. We all knew Karen didn't know what was going on. Her Dave's remarried. That girl knows what they're doing up there. It's her own fault. We got to make sure that case stays legit. Seeing that we're talking today too. See Karen around the house, FBI informant. It's a nationwide human trafficking scam.